Hey everyone, Aaron here to say that we're going to be switching over to a new YouTube channel, so I would ask that you please subscribe to My Brother and My Brother's Friend and me on YouTube. That's where you will be able to listen to all new episodes in the future, and it will be the only place you can listen to the new bonus episode where Michael and I talked about the Hulu documentary aka Jane Roe. Michael brought up a fact that actually made me cry at the end, so I highly recommend you check it out. Okay, enjoy the show.
What if we take this opportunity to set aside our Catholic, Protestant, doesn't care swords, and we just all look at each other and go Ezekiel S tier for different reasons?
I like that.
I'll take that.
We have bridged the three major sects of Christianity.
People who like war, people who like history, and people who like Ariana Grande. Welcome to My Brother, My Brother's Friend and Me, a podcast where two ex-evangelical siblings and an ex-Catholic non-sibling judge Christian media and either praise or condemn it. I'm Aaron.
I'm Josh.
And I'm Michael.
And this week we decided to do a little bit of a fun one as opposed to all the serious ones we do. And we are going to be tier ranking the books of the Bible, specifically the Old Testament for this one. And I guess next week we'll do the New Testament. Gentlemen, how did we decide to do this? I forget.
We were talking about how the Bible has some hits and misses. Mm-hmm. And then I think that I said something about really wanting to rank the books of the Bible with you guys, and then we all were like, yeah, we have to. That's a must.
Yeah. Oh, it was during the Jim Baker episode, and we were like, yeah. We were talking about how Jim Baker had never read the Bible or something, and then it was like, well, that's fair. Like, there's some bad ones in there.
There really are.
Yeah. But how do we want to do this, gentlemen? Because I think we all probably have our own separate tier lists. Did we either want to like share ours, or do we want to just like create a separate one where we battle for supremacy?
I like the idea of us just going book by book, and then we argue to see where it goes.
Yeah. You know what? That sounds the best to me. Yeah, we'll just start with, I guess Genesis, right? We're just going to go straight from Genesis and go down?
Yeah, as Jesus did. I think it's important to note the conversation we had off-screen, where all of us kind of discovered, I think Michael was excluded from this, all of us, that there are different Old Testaments. So Aaron wanted to bring in the heretical version. But
I can't believe you guys don't have Maccabees. Maccabees kicks ass.
They kick so much ass that I've never read it. Okay,
yeah, fuck it. It was worth the 30 Years' War to keep Maccabees in the Bible. Fuck you guys. Maccabees owns.
So, I love Maccabees, but I do have to say it's not even in the Jewish Bible, so like...
Yeah.
Okay, listen.
It's fanfic.
Yeah, that's why it's awesome.
It's Catholic fanfic, and you know it.
Because we love a good war, okay?
You guys do. What's up with that?
Yeah, like, you did like 8 crusades. You guys are horny for war.
Yeah, I don't know if this will surprise you guys, but sometimes, in order to maintain a structure that's lasted for 2,000 years, you gotta break a few eggs.
By eggs, we mean minority groups.
Minority groups and religious dissidents, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went with the correct Protestant version.
The only reason that I agreed to this is because there's 7 less books in the Protestant version, and I did not want to read 7 more Wikipedia pages. Because we did read like 39.
We should include Maccabees for fun. I know it's not in the Bible tier list I sent you guys, but I feel like we should still rank it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go with just F, just
Fuck
in general.
off.
If it's not in the New King James version.
It is clearly an A. It is clearly an A tier.
Heretical.
Wow. We haven't even gotten to our first rating, and we're already 30 years warring.
It took... We've been recording for like 5 minutes. This is great. Okay,
In the
please.
beginning, there was Genesis, and where should we put that bad boy on our little list?
I put Genesis in A tier.
Disagree.
Yeah, I do as
Come
well.
on, it's a classic.
So the first, like, 10, 11 chapters of Genesis, classic, amazing, brilliant. And then the last 2/3 of it, snooze fest. So-and-so begat so-and-so who begat so-and-so begat so-and-so. Like, I'm bored with this. So that...
Okay, if you're gonna throw out genealogies, we're gonna have a very short episode.
Well, you'll be surprised. I actually think that Genesis belongs in the highest B tier because yes, it is a classic. Yes, it has some of the stories, but they're too short and they have all this excess information that is much less important than like literally everything that happens before it and after it.
Yeah, but that's a problem that happens with the entire Bible. I mean, listen, you can't cut off the back 2/3 of Genesis without losing the story of Joseph. And like, if we can't rank Genesis in A tier, all the times that I've spent practicing Joseph in the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in 2011 will be for nothing. So
No!
we can't do that.
That pushes me almost to put it down to C. Just to
I
spite.
hate you. I can't. This is the first instance of siblings teaming up and trying to come at me, and I won't have it.
It's B tier.
I actually agree with Michael. It has some S tier stories. However, it also has some D-list stories. So I'm splitting the difference and putting it at B.
Oh, come on. You get the serpent in the garden, you get the flaming sword.
All at the
S
beginning,
tier.
Aaron. All
S
at the
tier.
beginning.
You can't. Yeah, listen. You gotta have some stinkers with the rest of them. I mean, and then you get Joseph at the end.
You can't have two artisan bread pieces with just absolute like gross mayonnaise in
really?
between it and say that you made
Oh,
me a
really? Then what
gourmet
happened to
meal.
those other
No,
7
you
books?
cannot.
Huh? Where did they go?
They went to hell.
So
as
look,
they
I
should.
just think that really
Okay.
the whole point is Genesis has high highs and low lows, and because of that, it cannot be an A tier because I personally reserved A tier for the best, most inspiring, or things that just were like pretty badass. And Genesis has that, but then it also has things that I rated in like C, D, and F tier.
I'm with Michael. B.
Okay, I'm gonna cede the ground on Genesis clearly because I'm outnumbered, and also we can't have a 5-minute conversation about each book. So we'll put
Watch us.
Genesis in B tier. I mean, unfortunately, we have so much time, so we'll see. But I will write down that Genesis has A. Genesis is B tier.
The top
Top
of
B
B
tier.
tier, though, I think it's number 1.
I would agree. It's a B
Yeah.
plus tier. For our next one, I have a very strong opinion.
Oh no.
In that this is the best book of the Bible.
Agreed.
Exodus
Oh no,
is the best
Exodus
book of
is
the
my
Bible.
S rank, my top S rank. Yeah.
Same.
no
It's
there's no
S
contest.
rank. It's astounding, and this is our Prince of Egypt plugin, because like that story is astounding, and even afterwards, like the story of wandering through the desert. It's great.
Instead of us like relitigating Exodus, just listen to us gush about Prince of Egypt on our other episode because I feel like that explains why it's S tier.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Great marketing strategy. I'm proud of you all for doing that. Yeah, I don't know that we have to have a conversation about Exodus because it just rules. It's got plagues. It's
so
got
good,
family
yeah.
drama. It's got a capricious god. I mean, what else do you want?
All right, and now we have the opposite.
Yep.
Exodus.
Yeah. Where did I put my Leviticus? Let's see. Childbirth as a source of uncleanliness. And we got some anti-gay stuff in here. I'm sure. I put this one in F tier.
That's about where I'd stick that bad boy too.
This is the worst, not because it is sexist, homophobic, and advocating for slavery, but it's also a book of rules, and nothing is more antithetical to my existence than a book of rules.
Oh.
I'm with you. F.
F tier all the way. Great. Well, good. We're done. Leviticus is F tier.
We're on a roll.
3 down, like 39 more to go.
We're just crushing it. Numbers. I actually have numbers ranked at a C tier. Because there is some stuff in here. God does give Miriam leprosy. Moses does get exiled from the promised land, but we do get the rod of Asclepius, kind of. So I thought there's some interesting stuff in here. That's why I put it at C.
I think Numbers is a perfectly fine book, and I don't feel strongly enough about it to move it from C.
Yeah, I actually also put it at C. It's actually close to my middle ranking on my tier list because it does things, but it almost does them in equal measure. So I don't know. It's just not impressive enough to be higher than C, but it's not like offensive enough to be lower.
Yeah, exactly. I think like Numbers is a pretty good representation of the entire Old Testament. In that it's got some pretty banal stuff, but also like occasionally it gets interesting. So, yeah. What's next?
Deuteronomy.
Oh, yeah, good. What did I put that one in?
Deuteronomy is the prequel movie of actual interesting stuff to happen.
Yeah, this one just is also a bunch of rules.
I don't find it as despicable, though, so, like, I'd put it at, like, D.
I mean, I put it in F, but that's because I didn't have that many Fs, so I'm fine with putting it at D.
So I put it at low D. I'm fine with, like, ranking it down, but my thought with this is that this list should be, like, skinny at the top and bottom and widest in the middle, because I think that most of these are in between. So to me, Deuteronomy is a snore fest. It's not interesting. So, like, I don't know. It's not as offensive as Leviticus or my other F tier rankings. So, D minus.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's put it at D.
All right, time for me to die on a hill here.
I mean, I like Joshua. This is.
Oh wait! Can we just get that like audio sample? Real quick.
Yeah, no, I'm actually adding that to my permanent soundboard that I play right before you make any sort of statement.
Well, actually, I like Joshua.
The first and last time that's uttered by Aaron.
Okay, I'm just gonna enjoy it for a moment. All right, let's move on. This is an A-list story, guys.
Make your case.
All right. So, the story of Joshua is astounding because it's a story of almost success. A man who works hard to bring his people to the promised land, who fights hard to do so. We also get some really fun, again, my favorite trope, God's a little scamp, where he makes the walls fall down only if you do a specific dance and play a little tune. But at the end of the day, he doesn't succeed. And it shows that, like, even if you work hard, sometimes you're just not going to be able to do it.
Oh, Michael's gone. We'll wait for him to show up.
I think I'm back. Maybe.
Oh, there he is. Oh, yeah, that sounds like you.
I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Did you hear anything that Josh just said?
No, but a perk of that is I actually also have the Book of Joshua in my A tier, so...
Oh, okay. Can you tell me why you put yours at A tier?
So, the Book of Joshua is an action movie that was never made, where the hero dies without achieving his goal. It has subterfuge where they break into the city. You've got the war with them like marching around. You have defeat and loss. Like, I just think it's an interesting story. And I think if you take this in context, it's kind of like the first time since Exodus that we really get a story that is like a mixed bag. You're not getting like a happy ending wrapped in a bow. Your dies like a grumpy old man that never quite got what he wanted.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and I'm double checking, but I believe he's buried at a place that specifically is like called like Grumpy Old Man, because he died without succeeding.
That's very funny. No, I think you guys have both made compelling cases. Let's put Joshua at A. I had it at B, but I think you guys made a good case.
To be fair, it is my lowest A rating.
That's also where Michael puts me on his tier list.
That's because he knows you too well. I mean, once somebody knows you that well, they can't rank you S.
No.
Judges?
Judges. How do we feel about Judges?
I'm such a sucker for this section of the Bible.
Me too.
I hate you too.
I love this section of the Bible so much.
Judges is just great because it has some of my absolute favorite stories. You get Samson and Deborah in the same book. Like, come on. Those are great stories. You also get one of my favorite cases of biblical murder with JL.
Please go, because I love this so much.
For those who are not familiar, Deborah was fighting a war and in the book of Judges, and she won the battle, and the leader of the army that she defeated runs off and escapes. And he finds this tent in the middle of the wilderness and encounters God, I'm hiding, I just lost this big battle. Can I hide out here? And she's like, yeah, come in, have some warm milk. Here's a blanket, take a nap. Like, no one will find you. Then she takes a stake that's holding her tent together and nails him in the head with it.
That's pretty metal.
Yeah.
This is a B-list to me. Like, it's high B-list. Because it's just filled with, like, really great short stories like that. And I love the Judges section of the Old Testament.
So what were we thinking? B for Judges?
I think it should be A. I think Samson and Delilah, the story of Deborah, I mean, this is an action-packed list of great short stories. There's really not a whole lot of, like, weak moments here. I rated it pretty high in A.
I mean, I had it rated at C, but I only read the Wikipedia summary, and it seemed like it was a lot of the Israelites fucking up, and then God being like, "All right, I'll save you." Let's put it at B. I feel like that's a happy medium.
I feel like we split the difference, yeah.
Judges. Okay, what's next?
The story I'm gonna ruin.
Oh, good.
All right, Michael, make us sad.
No, it's not gonna really make you sad. It's gonna weird you out a little bit. So I love the story of Ruth. I think it's great. It is kind of like a cute story about, someone who had faced a lot of hardship and like gets rewarded for like being a good person. She's not even necessarily rewarded for her faith, right? She's rewarded for being a good person. But what I'm going to ruin for you is if you guys are familiar with the book of Ruth, her mother-in-law, Naomi, so they both lost their husbands. And her mother-in-law, Naomi, says, hey, you should hook up with this guy that's our relative. But here's the thing. The Bible uses, and the Old Testament, the Hebrew Bible, all of them use a euphemism. So every time in the book of Ruth that there's a mention of feet, they mean genitals. So Naomi tells her daughter-in-law to go into Boaz's room and uncover his, quote, feet and lay next to them. And when he wakes up, he'll be like, oh shit, we got to get married. So actually what Naomi is saying, go into his room, pull his pants down, lay there.
And because then he'll be like, no, we have to get married now.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the actual fuck, Bible?
Okay. So I had to take a class in my freshman year of high school about the Old Testament. This was not the way that story was presented to me.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, Mr. Brown at my Catholic high school didn't wanted to teach us that.
Oh my god. I don't know if that moves it up or down on my list now.
I mean,
I'm going B.
Here's the thing. I rated it high B because it has a lot of has a lot of good things like championing outcasts and like, it is a lot of bond that is underexplored between women in the Bible. Like, let's just be real, the Bible's not exactly full of like nuanced takes on women.
Doesn't really pass the Bechdel test, no.
No. um, but I will say that the some of Ruth is just not as incredible. So I did put it at B. I also agree B. I was tempted to put it at A with this revelation of feet actually meaning dick, but
There's the foot fetish side of our fan base are probably really enjoying this right now. They were probably really bummed. Actually, they were like, "Ah, man, our one representation in the Bible is now taken away."
Good. I'm glad that we got some mention of foot fetishes. Otherwise, this wouldn't be a real podcast. Okay.
Yeah.
We put it at. I'm gonna put it at low B on our tier list. Because I don't want to put it before Genesis and Judges.
I'm sorry, but I just got on the little thing I'm using to keep track of which book of the Bible we're on. I just got an ad that says "Married sex, what is okay with God?"
Oh.
And I really want to click on it. Oh my god, what Christian women should know about masturbation.
Oh, we'll have a talk about Christian sexuality one day, and it's gonna be the worst episode we've ever done.
It's gonna be the best episode we've ever done.
Oh, I really want to click on this, but we got Samuel coming up, and I like Samuel. I like these books coming up.
Samuel rules. Samuel kicks ass. So, this is the one where, here's the thing, the Wikipedia page I read put Samuel through Kings together, so I sort of rated them all together. But I believe this is, because it's kind of true, this is where we get the Catholic Protestant split, because, Kings, yeah, 1st and 2nd Samuel and 1st and 2nd Kings, I believe, like, are split off from Protestant and Catholic, right? Like, you guys have, like, multiple, like, I didn't read it, but like basically like there's multiple Kings and Samuels.
Yeah, we
right?
have 1 and 2, like 1st Samuel, 2nd Samuel, 1st Kings, 2nd Kings.
And then we have 1st Chronicles, 2nd Chronicles. We didn't get creative.
Yeah, we were on a roll there.
Yeah, you guys just fucking split them in half. So we get a Catholic and Protestant split here, so that's exciting. But I mean, like, this is the story. This is where you get David, right? We get one of the most iconic characters in the Bible. We get the Ark of the Covenant getting stolen, and then we get, like, I don't know, the Wikipedia page talked about how the Philistines' gods were actually like, no, Yahweh's cool, so you should give them back. Like, specifically says that the Philistines' gods were okay with it. Like, all right, thanks, Yahweh. And then we get the Bathsheba story, which is excellent.
We also get the the Jewish people demanding they have a king. And like they go directly to God saying, "We want a king, we want a king, we want a king." And God's like, "Fine, you get one. You'll get a king, all right?"
Yeah, I think that's some historical revisionism shit.
I think so as well.
that sounds like some horse shit.
Well, also, I do love that God's like, okay, fine, you'll get a king. It's not what you think, though.
Yeah.
Even the good one's gonna kind of suck.
Yeah,
Which
and
is
I love it.
My take on monarchy.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty good and safe take on monarchy.
I'm
I
against
have it at
monarchy,
B.
and you can quote me on that.
I have it at B tier. But like also I didn't separate Samuel and Kings, so you guys are gonna have to probably decide these ones too.
See, that's rough for me because I think 1st Samuel is C list, but then 2nd Samuel, once we get like David into the little pot of mixing things, like that bumps it right up to B.
Yeah, I have it right behind Genesis, like pretty high B, because I think the second Samuel is such a high mark, but the 1st is kind of boring.
Definitely.
So I could actually move it. Yeah, I want to move it after Ruth.
Okay, that's fine. And then what do you guys feel about Kings?
Oof.
I love this. So I have a big defense of kings because this is where we get Elijah and Elisha, which
Oh yeah, I
why
fucking
you do
hate
us
this.
like that, first of all.
Stupid.
Second of all, we get a bunch of asshole kids going, "Hey, look at the bald guy," and him going, "Fuck you, a bunch of bears are gonna."
No, please.
Oh god, they killed him.
Oh, he's
The
dead.
bears got him. Oh no.
Oh, the bears got it.
He's frozen as he was in life, talking.
Oh.
I lost you during my Elijah
He
rant.
turned into a pillar of salt.
You know, it's great the audience will still hear it, but
Yeah,
we don't.
it's okay.
Well, look, all I was saying is that we get Elisha, who a bunch of kids point at him and go, haha, look at that baldy. And he reacts in the only way that one can expect. And he goes, God, I want a bunch of bears to maul those sons of bitches. And God does it.
Because he's a little scamp in the Old Testament.
That.
So I love kings.
I feel like that story is like overrated though, because like everybody
Overrated?
knows the story about the she bears.
I do want you to keep in that, like, 30 seconds of dead air while Michael just, like, searched for the right words. Because I'm with Michael. Like, that story's metal. And we don't get many bear maulings in other religions. Like, this is what makes Christianity special. Other than the fact that it's also in Judaism. But, like, that's what makes us special.
It's just such a like good story because it shows Elisha and Elijah to both be like these great prophets who do all of these awesome things. And then they also, just kill kids with bears.
And it really plays into the Ark of the Covenant, where it's like, here's God, if you look or touch it wrong, it will kill you.
Yeah, because there's that one thing where like a guy is like trying to stop it from falling.
He kills
and
him
then
for stopping it from
and
falling.
then God
Even
kills
as a
him.
kid, I was like, that's ridiculous.
Oh fuck! The she bears got Michael too. God damn it!
Every time, Michael, stop making fun of the ball.
Look, I'm
I
defending
know
him.
you love it, but stop it. Where do we want to put Kings?
I put it in A right above Joshua.
I think it's a B, Michael. I think it's a B-list story. It's good.
I'm gonna side with Josh. It's a good story, but like you can't. The strength two she bears cannot support a whole book of the Bible.
B.
Okay, I'll put it. Yeah, I'll put it Kings. All right. What is next?
We have 1st and 2nd Chronicles.
Chronicles. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's like,
Yeah.
I get why it's here. I want to start by saying that. I get why it's important. However, it again is one of those.
It's a genealogy book.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's connecting two sections of the Bible.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with lumping these two together and just sticking it right at C.
Yep. Fine with me.
I have it below numbers for the record.
Yes, mine's below numbers too. How we feel about Ezra? Because my notes are, who the fuck is Ezra? I don't know you. Okay, I guess Cyrus captured the Hebrews at one point and now he's letting them go?
So here is my take on this one. I have a strong opinion about Ezra. Because Cyrus the Great of Persia is one of the luckiest individuals in history.
So
because
true.
he gets good, like, propaganda in the most read book in the world.
That's true.
And I like Cyrus the Great of Persia, so I put this one at it's way too high. I put it at a B list.
Yeah, that's way too high.
Because I find that so funny that this individual, who should be famous for so many other reasons, is only known for being nice to the Jewish people that one time. Kind of.
I mean, I saw the part where they send their foreign wives away at the end, and I gave it a D, so...
You're not wrong. You are correct. I'm biased.
No, Michael, can we get a judgment here?
So I cut out again because she-bears are apparently attacking my Wi-Fi.
Holy shit.
But I put it in low C tier, like I put it below Chronicles. I just don't think that this book stands on its own.
Yeah.
All right, guys, can we put it at C for me?
Yes, let's do it at C, because that's a pretty average rating. Where did I put my Ezra? While I'm looking for that, what's the next book?
Goes through the books of the Bible.
Nehemiah.
Yeah, thank you.
I hate that you know them, Josh. It makes me so upset that you can pull them off the top
Genesis,
of your head.
Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1 Samuel, 2 Samuel, 1 Kings, 2 Kings, 1 Chronicles, 7 Chronicles, Esther, Nehemiah.
Oh god, that's so upsetting.
I mixed Ezra and Esther. I swapped those.
Yeah. Because I have a rant for our next one. Nehemiah, I have no strong opinions about.
I also don't. I don't know what happens in this book.
I mean, our tier list put them together with Ezra, so let's just leave them at C.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm sure something of note happens.
Okay, that's it. 1 star. Yeah, let's just leave it at C. It's nothing.
Look, Ezra and Nehemiah were originally one book, and it was later, redacted to be 2 separate, and I feel like that is very evident here, because not much happens in either.
Great.
Yeah.
Good. Alright, Michael, this is your time to shine, I believe.
Yes, my second favorite book in the Bible, the story of Esther. Esther holds on a theme here. If you noticed in our episode about Noah, I said I'm picking the least biblical movie ever made. So now I'm going to pick one of the Bible that do not mention God as an S tier book.
Excellent.
That atheist
So
reading
Esther
of the book.
it has it all. Esther is portrayed in a really positive way. It is a very empowering story. You have her literally being an activist for her people in a time where they were literally being hunted. By the end, they say something along the lines of when the Jewish people turned against the oppressors, they ended up killing 75,000 people. Esther's got it all.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
close to 1 million.
Bible numbers are great.
That's true. The Bible is a historically numerically accurate document. I mean, but the story of Esther is basically his first wife didn't want to give his boys a lap dance, so he got mad and then he wanted to kill all the Jews because of that, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see why this book is that good.
No, because look, it's not about him. It's about her. It's not called the book of the guy who married Esther. It's called Esther.
Yeah, but the whole thing.
You have a Jewish orphan raised by her cousin or uncle. We don't know. We see he uncovers a plot to assassinate the king. There are co-conspirators who are apprehended and hanged. All the while, they're not even admitting that they're Jewish. They're hiding this. And then, the king's like, all right, fuck this all. We're killing the Jews. It's I don't love that because I'm Jewish. And he's like, well, I can't undo my own law, so I'm just going to amend it. And you guys are just allowed to kill your oppressors. How does that sound? And Esther goes, sounds fair to me. I think it's great.
I think that's really stupid. That sounds like the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
It's great. It's like Game of
lean
Thrones.
towards you, Michael.
Well, it's about as well written as the Game of Thrones TV show. I'll give you
I
that.
lean towards Michael,
Yeah.
but I cannot, in good conscience, put this at S. I don't think it is top tier. I think it is mid-A. I think it is mid-A territory.
You guys are just mad because it doesn't mention God and it doesn't let you guys fight
Yes,
the Protestant
you're
versus
completely
Catholic
right.
battle.
What am I supposed to get mad at Aaron about? What gives there's no ammunition here, Michael.
I can't get horny if I can't hate Protestants, Michael.
Look what you've done
Well, that
to
sounds
Aaron.
like a you problem.
Okay, we'll put it at A. Do you want it before or after Joshua?
Look, I think
After.
it's better than Joshua.
Okay, now you guys can fight.
I'll give this one to Michael just to save us the 25 minutes it would take for us to actually figure out.
Thank you, Josh. You're a
Yeah.
saint. even though you guys don't believe in those.
That's some Catholic made-up nonsense.
All right. Okay, let's talk about Job.
Yes, please,
Yes!
can we? The second best book in the Bible.
Job's pretty fucking good.
I love
Job's
Job
great.
just for the joke that I can make of being the Job of this generation when anything bad happens to me.
Yeah. I mean, like, Alfred Lord Tennyson called this the greatest poem in modern times. So, like, it's high praise. It's a pretty well-regarded book, despite being a litany of suffering.
But it's the torture porn. Like, this is the Saw movie. This is the human centipede of I hate what I'm watching, but I can't look away. Like, it's so good. It's S tier. This is S tier.
So I had Job at the highest A tier. I am totally comfortable putting it in S tier. I just didn't want my S tier to be too populated. I love this story. I think I love Job's first wife, where she's like, dude, God obviously doesn't like you very much. You should just curse. Job's like, obviously that's the wrong thing to do. And I love the idea that, like, God and the devil are, like, making bets on humans. Like, it's just, this is a wild story.
That is my favorite part of Job. Because, like, you get God and the devil's perspective. Like, you get a third-person narrator.
You also get monsters.
Which is hysterical.
It has some weird, like, the devil went down to Georgia vibes.
Yeah.
No, you literally, it's the same story except without the golden fiddle.
Yeah.
Like,
also, there is my favorite book of the Bible in this, the favorite verse of the Bible, which is Job 39:9. May unicorn bless thee or abide by thy crib.
Yeah, Job mentions unicorns, leviathans, all of it.
Listen, we were born in the wrong generation. I wish we could go back to when unicorns and leviathans were around.
I do love that in some translations of Job, they change unicorn to one-horned oxen, which I'm sorry, that's still
bullshit.
a unicorn.
Yeah, come on. You can't just have a one-horned oxen. Yeah. Michael's gone, but since he's gone, I am going to go ahead and sneak Job into A tier.
Boo, S tier!
I don't think Job is an S tier because there's a lot of just like, this guy, he's sad, and all his friends are telling him why he should curse God, and it does fall into that repetitive structure. I don't think it has enough, right? I think it's pretty good overall, but I'm gonna put Job at high A tier. I'm gonna put it over Esther.
A tier.
I'm gonna put it over Esther.
I don't think it's higher than Esther, by the way, because it's not a very uplifting story, but...
Okay.
He wins at the end. He gets a new, hotter wife.
He gets, like, a paragraph at the end and was like, okay, yeah, this is like the Harry Potter epilogue of Bible books.
Yeah, and then God tweeted out, actually, Job was bi.
Yeah.
Psalms.
Great. Psalms is okay. This is where we get fucking the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. This is where we get he teaches my hands for battle, my fingers for war. Like, Psalms is a classic. I want it at A tier because I think it's got some of the best verses.
I got some hot
Bible.
takes over here.
I'm gonna be fueling those hot takes.
I hate you both so much.
I hate musicals.
I give you
what
so
do you want
much
from me. The next 4 books suck. The next 4 books suck bad.
Psalms is somehow both too long and too short.
Yes.
It has some great moments, but a lot of it feels like filler. I can't rate it that high. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like decent. It's C tier for me. I can't.
I put it a D. That's a D-list book right there. Bad. That book is not great.
No, it's not that bad. I'll put it at C.
I can hear the anger in your voice.
I'm very upset because, like, all of the Bible verses that I still have memorized are from Psalms. I'll put it above Ezra. Okay, I'm not putting it below Ezra.
No, absolutely not.
This is like when I found out you liked Linkin Park.
Okay, listen, we can't. This podcast is already going to be 2 hours. We can't make it 8.
Look, it might be Proverbs is boring.
Proverbs.
Okay, all I know about Proverbs is that this is where we get Proverbs 31 Ministries. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Yes, I don't remember what it is though.
Because you've probably listened to a radio station that had Focus on the Family on it, and it's a, quote, non-denominational, non-profit Christian ministry that seeks to lead women into a personal relationship with Christ, using Proverbs 31:10-31 as a guide. That's why I put it at D tier.
Yeah. Proverbs is really low D tier for me because it's also one of the most, it has the dubious honor of being one of the most misogynistic books in the Bible. Like,
Yup.
That's
It's
saying
bad.
something because Paul comes in later.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Josh, do you have any takes on Proverbs?
No, it sucks. I told you the next 4 books suck.
Disagree.
You know what? I respect that.
This is the musical of the Bible. I'm not a fan.
Fair
We're gonna
enough.
fight.
Okay.
We're gonna fight on this
Ecclesiastes.
one. I feel it.
They're
I
all
feel it.
D-list
I
for me.
feel it. I feel it.
I put Ecclesiastes at a B. Like, it's got, quote, it emphatically proclaims all the actions of man to be inherently vapor or breath, as the lives of both wise and foolish men end in death. Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that. B tier.
I know I'm boring, but it's still D.
I have the hottest of hot takes, and I'm not gonna apologize. This was my final S tier.
I can't
gotta
believe
be
you,
kidding me.
Michael.
How in the
I can't
Okay,
believe.
but look.
This is your brother, Josh.
Look.
Control him.
Listen
He's
to
older, I got
my
nothing.
argument.
That's true. You are the younger
I
sibling.
don't want him.
I can't be controlled. Come on.
That's true. Impossible.
Ecclesiastes is honestly like back when I was a Christian, it was kind of like the thing that like shaped the only part of faith that like I could get behind. And it's that we should actually live life while we're here, and like we should actually live life to the fullest. And there, you know, a lot of the Bible actually like guilts people into like from enjoying. Ecclesiastes is like, no, fuck that. Be happy. As long as you're not hurting people, do things that make you feel. Because at the end of the day, death is the great equalizer. And if you live like a good life, you're good to go. And if you're bad, you're not. I think there is a poetic simplicity. It is part of the wisdom literature that's like things that are supposed to like be thought on and marinated on. It really follows the Jewish tradition of midrash, which we went over in Noah how much I love. I love anything that's thought provoking. I think Ecclesiastes is one of those books of the Bible, like Esther, that even atheist, agnostics, and people religions can get something from.
See, Aaron, this is why I didn't want him to make his point, because it was going to be at least pretty good.
Yeah, I hate that, Michael.
He moved me up to a C.
I'll make you a deal. I'll give you a B.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I still think it's great, but
I'll put it. How about I put it above? I'll put it above Samuel. How about that?
yeah, that's totally fair.
That's painful, but I understand it.
Yeah. There we go. There we go. We hurt Josh. So that's something.
I can sleep well tonight knowing Josh was not happy.
Yeah.
We're gonna hurt him with this next one too.
Okay,
God.
I actually put Song of Songs at an A. I'm sure that you guys have heard this too, but like this is the book that like that cool preachers tell you is like the really sexy part of the Bible, and that's why the Bible is cool, because it's like basically it's about sexual love and the voices of two lovers being like really horny for each other. And I just love that. I think it's very funny that there's a whole book about fucking in the Bible.
Now, Michael, I remember this being called Songs of Solomon.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
well, you're wrong. It's Song of Songs, but that's okay.
I mean, it actually is
Yes,
the better translation. It's just Solomon is like the main character, and that's why Protestants do that. I think it's really dumb. We have this whole like, you know, we've got to be special little, you know, individual snowflakes, Protestants.
Fucking snowflake ass Protestants want to be special, want to not be under the big umbrella of the church.
Yeah, we are special snowflakes.
I love this. This was also highly rated for me. It was I kept changing it between high B and low A. It is the only other that mention God. It is literally a book about sex. It has no place in here, yet in every single Bible it's included. It's included in the Jewish Bible, the Protestant, the Catholic, the Eastern Orthodox. Everyone's like, we gotta keep the sex book in.
You know what? With that, I'm okay with it going low A. I'm okay with the sex book making it to low A.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, finally, I win one. As a concession to you, I will put it below Joshua.
Thank you.
So you got that. Isaiah, okay. Okay, let's hear your guys' thoughts about Isaiah first, because I don't know how you guys are going to feel.
I forgot to rank this one.
This is another one I forgot about. I forgot Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah. We're getting close to where I stop remembering the books of the Bible. Normally I would forget after Daniel. So I don't really remember much, Aaron.
Okay. I mean, we get the songs of the suffering servant in here. That's super important. We get the line about beating swords into plowshares. And then there's a lot of Revelations imagery that is taken straight from Isaiah. There's a lot of references back to Revelations. I mean, the song of the suffering servant is a classic, like theme throughout, the biblical, the biblical canon. Like, I have it at S tier.
I'm fine with it being A. I don't think I'm fine with it being above Esther personally. I like the book. Having read, the Wikipedia article about it, I feel like it does belong above Kings and Joshua, but maybe below Job. But I'm fine with it being A, not S.
I think I'm gonna have to go with Michael on this one, mostly because I don't remember much of it.
That's fair. I'll put it below Job in our A tier.
Yeah, it's great. Don't get me wrong. When I reread it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's one of the ones I like.
We got Jeremiah.
Yeah, that one.
How do we feel about Jeremiah?
Jeremiah is another one of those middle of the road. It's fine for me.
Yeah, I mean, I put it there's a lot of being sad and repentance in there. I gave it a B.
I put it at C.
I personally lean towards C. Yeah,
that's fine.
I put it below Psalms
for Jeremiah
because I don't think it's better than Psalms.
No, not at all. Lamentations?
Not a fan of this one.
I mean, I like Big Sad Girl Hours. I put it at a B.
Ooh, I would say D. I'm not a big fan
You don't
of
like
sad
poems,
girl.
though. That's different.
I don't. But, you invited me to this podcast, so I'm gonna share my bad opinions.
God, you're so right. Hate that.
Michael, you're the tiebreaker. Where are you putting...
What was your bad opinion?
He doesn't like Lamentations because it's got poems.
Yeah, it's D. It's just Sad Girl Hour. I'm not a fan.
Your whole life is Sad Girl Hours, Josh. Don't come at me.
Yeah, that is true.
I'm okay with it because it's me.
Michael, do you have opinions on Lamentations?
And this won't surprise you, because unlike my brother here, I can respect a good poem or a good moment like that. However, if you need to know one thing about me, it's that all roads lead back to having fun.
Yes.
It's not that fun.
Yes.
Oh no.
Let your anger guide you.
No, it's not even anger. It's just oh, this is really depressing. I would get to Lamentations and I'd be like, there's more interesting things for me to read.
Because Job did it better. Job had it did it better with Sad Boy Hours.
That's fair. What was your ranking for Lamentations, Michael?
I mean, I put it lowest C. I put it pretty low just because it was so sad and not a fun time.
I will say that low C. I will allow that one for my vote.
Where did you put it, Aaron?
I put it B. But I can see it being below Psalms in the C tier list.
Yeah, that feels fair.
Ezekiel next.
Okay. Here's the thing. Ezekiel owns.
Make your argument.
Yeah.
It has the 6 visions of the prophet Ezekiel. It talks about Ezekiel, a god approaching Ezekiel as a divine warrior, riding in his battle chariot, drawn by 4 living creatures, each having 4 faces. There's each living creature is a wheel within a wheel. I mean, there's just huge, enormous revelation vibes, and like it. Revelation is probably like my second favorite book of the Bible, across the board, and we get the destruction of Gog and Magog is in this book. We get so many references to warfare, and like how the army of God is like a big war machine, all the panoply of war. That is a phrase that is in this book of the Bible. I ranked it as an S tier.
I like this book for a completely different reason. I am a sucker for whenever the Bible gets at least vaguely historical. And, like, anything that I can, like, even kind of latch onto with, like, the Babylonian and Assyrian and Egyptian empires that battled in the Middle East during that time period. So though it is very incorrect during portions, I just like it. It's like what ifs of history. So I'm not quite at S tier. I'd put it in, like, the B range.
I also like it, but also for different reasons than you do.
God.
So I
can't believe it.
I love any time like a work permeates popular.
Every time those fucking bears.
Jesus Christ. Oh, hold on. Let me look up Ezekiel quotes to strengthen my argument while we have this downtime.
You guys are gonna get me sadly saying, "Did you guys lose me again?" Right as I was.
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
I mean, of course you did. It's because I'm about to talk about feminism.
Yes, that is why.
So I just love when it in history permeates popular culture. And one of my favorite Bible verses is a verse that is used both in Pulp Fiction and in On Days God is a Woman video.
Oh, okay.
So I am going to recite it, but
I love you, Michael.
It's also read by Madonna, so I have big shoes to fill because I am going to read it. So it's Ezekiel 25:17. I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my sisters, and you will know my name is the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you.
I mean, I literally got chills when you read that. Like, it's such a good book.
It's so good.
You got to give me at least like a high.
I mean, I put it highest A. I'm even fine with it being
like
S because I think if it is permeating popular culture enough that in one of the most popular movies of all time, Pulp Fiction, it's like a cult classic, and then also in the music video by a female artist, this a verse from this book is used, I think that is S tier level.
What if we take this opportunity to set aside our Catholic, Protestant, doesn't care swords, and we just all look at each other and go Ezekiel S tier for different reasons?
I like that.
I'll take that.
We have bridged the 3 major sects of Christianity.
People who like war, people who like history, and people who like Ariana Grande.
Fair. I mean, I would argue it's pop culture at large, but
that's us. I thought you were going to make the argument that it's feminism in general.
Oh no, we can't. We're doing a podcast about the Bible, and we're all dudes. We can't talk about feminism.
Try me.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Okay,
right, we got.
I didn't expect to win that one, so I also have Daniel at S tier. So we'll see.
All right, Daniel's good, but it's not S tier. Daniel's mid B for me.
Michael.
God damn the fucking bears.
God, the bears. At least I didn't have to say Nebuchadnezzar. Great.
That is what my dad lied to me and said that they were between 2 names for me, being Joshua and Nebuchadnezzar, and that my mom convinced him that it should be Joshua instead of Nebi. And because I'm a gullible little scamp, I went crying to my mom.
The best part about that is that that's not something to try with me, because I would literally look at him and be like, no, you're lying. And he'd be like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah. He knew I'm big dumb. I'm a big dumb man.
Oh, I love that, because I can totally see how, Michael, you got that sort of like, I'm gonna play a trick on people like vibe from your dad.
I did.
And then you constantly exploited Josh's young naivete.
Yep.
We don't have enough time to get into the stories of what Michael made me to believe as a child.
I mean,
'Cause,
that's
like,
what this whole podcast is, just like a therapy for you two, working out your childhood traumas.
Don't sit on your Catholic high horse. You also got trauma.
Yeah, but I didn't give any to. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Never mind. I don't want to talk about me and my sister. Michael, how do you feel about Daniel?
So Daniel is one that I actually ranked at one thing, and now I'm disagreeing with myself just based on my own reasoning. So I ranked it highest B, lowest A, and now I want to knock it up to highest A or lowest S, because
Yeah, my boy!
Daniel has permeated popular culture for centuries. Like, Daniel is literally the only reason the Book of Revelation exists. Daniel really is a lot of Christians' understanding of the end times. Daniel really has gotten a place, like, especially post Dead Sea Scrolls, as one of like the most important books of the Bible in terms of like religious understanding. And the story of Daniel is nearly ubiquitous. Like, we all know it. We've all heard of it. I just think that alone makes it so influential that it's hard to put it low. I also like a bunch of dudes walking around with God in the fire.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we get that Veggie Tales episode, which I'm sure you both have seen, where they all
Definitely.
like get put in the oven or whatever. I don't remember what they call them. It was like something and Benny. But like, oh god, like that scene. Yeah.
I still remember one line from that, which is one of the like bad peas looking in, and he goes, "All three, there are 4 people standing in there, and one of them's real shiny."
Man, we gotta do an episode about Veggie Tales. Veggie Tales kicks
Yes.
ass.
Veggie Tales rules. There's a Lord of the Rings episode. We should do that one.
Oh shit, yeah. Good. I
Michael convinced me. I'm low S.
I'll put it at low S. I mean, it's got stuff for you too, Josh. I mean, they talk about the Seleucid Empire and Antiochus Epiphanes. Like, I mean, there's stuff in here.
It does have I do love the Seleucid Empire. You got me there.
Yeah. All right. Let's
Low
put
S.
it. Do we want it? Yeah, we'll put it below Ezekiel. Okay, this is where we're gonna drop in real quick my Catholic being grumpy, because this is where traditionally Maccabees 1 and 2 would come in. You guys are really missing out on Maccabees. You get a mention of Alexander the Great in the Bible. You get descriptions of elephants and phalanx battles, and it's the tightest shit. I would have put it at an A rank, but you know, you guys missed out.
I hate to admit this, but you're using like one of my favorite historical figures against my hatred of
I know,
Catholicism.
Dude.
And I don't know how to combine those, because Michael knows this. I'm real horny for Alexander the Great.
Yeah,
like
dog.
almost any Alexander the Great fact, I adore.
Yeah.
His mother slept with snakes.
That's factually accurate. Yeah. See, dude, that's why you're missing
His dad
out.
slept with his brother-in-law.
Yeah, them Greeks is crazy. You gotta check out Maccabees.
Maccabees is great.
Even just the first one, because there's some really really tight shit.
I'm gonna take a swing down Maccabees. Yeah. Wow. Okay. I didn't think I'd get here, but the Catholics have one valid point.
Excellent. That's what we do in Catholicism land. We win one battle every 100 years. Anyway, let's go to Hosea. Oh, these are the minor prophets, and this is where we really get into the fucking garbage pail, in my opinion.
I hate most of these.
We're really
These are
great.
yeah. I have a lot of.
I will say, I have one S tier left.
I know which one it
Okay,
is.
interesting. All right, we'll see where
I'm
that
not
is.
going to say
easy.
where it is yet, though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I was like D to C. Like it's fine. It's in there.
Right in
Yeah,
the
that's
middle
where I put all
of
mine
D.
too. Just like, they're whatever.
Do you guys just want to rapid fire a couple of these?
I put Hosea as D.
Hosea is
Hosea
C,
C.
in my opinion. I'll put it lowest C. Okay. Joel?
Joel, I also put D.
I put it B because there's a lot of gloom and doom, which is exciting to me.
I'm gonna put it at C just because we have to get rid of some of Aaron's end of the world horniness. Like we just got Michael. We have to let that valve out a little bit.
I love it because I am like, no, too sad, bottom. And Aaron's like, yay, too sad, going to the top.
Listen, there's plagues, there's locusts, there's calls for national repentance. I'll put it middle. I'll put it in the middle of C.
We've been there. Exodus does it better.
It's the thoughts and prayers of the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Which now makes me want to put it in F.
I'm gonna put it right next to I'm gonna put it right under Lamentations because it's basically
Yes.
the same category. Amos.
High or mid C? I can't decide which.
I'm gonna go just C, just middle C.
I mean,
Middle C. I'll put it below Joel.
here's the thing. It is a call for social justice and for, like, the rich. So I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if we had time to read all of these,
Yeah.
we'll think about it better. But we have to live our lives. Obadiah.
D, and here's why.
Okay, I'm open to this.
It's the bad version. This is a good story told wrong. Of someone going to put in, like, you're about to be judged harshly for things, and Obadiah is the bad version of that story.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like another shittier Job, basically.
And here is why. Because Jonah is my last S tier, and it does the Obadiah story perfect. So,
Okay, there we go.
Obadiah D, Jonah S, and I have a tiny rant on this one.
Let's hear your Jonah rant because I'm willing to entertain the thought of a high tier Jonah.
Jonah, so I have taken a couple classes on the history of the Bible, and how Jonah was explained to me was that this is the story that a rabbi would tell when you need a light-hearted, fun tale. Jonah is the comedy piece of the Old Testament. Jonah he gets swallowed by a fish and then vomited out, and then he sleeps under a tree that gets eaten by a caterpillar. That's hysterical.
That is pretty funny. You got me there.
Also, he gets thrown into the sea. The people taking him on the boat were like, we fucking hate this dude.
This guy sucks so bad.
Get eaten by this big old fish. So, S tier. I love the story of Jonah.
I mean, so that's a lot higher than what I put it. I do enjoy it. The reason that I put it a little lower is just fitting with my theme of, like, permeation into social, like, pop culture and, like, our lives. I feel like Jonah and the fish is one of those stories that's kind of, like, misconstrued a lot of times, and Christians use it as, like, a victimization porn. Instead of taking it as a, like, lighthearted story. And because of that, I ranked it lower, but I also will cede the ground that I am ranking things very differently.
I'll give you somewhere in the A tier, Josh. How about
I'm not moving
you
off mid to high A. That's like I'll cede that ground.
Do you want it above Isaiah?
That's fair.
Yes.
Above Isaiah, but below Job. How about that?
That is perfect. I'm actually very happy with that one.
Okay, that's good. I'm happy with that one too.
Now we're at the ones that I don't remember.
Yeah. Now, okay. Now it all sucks. Micah.
I actually have some Micah defending to do.
Oh my
We've been
god.
recording for like 2 hours, man.
No, we haven't.
We really haven't.
We've been pretty fast. Micah is literally an Eat the Rich, like, whole story about, like, judgment against corrupt leadership, warning against abuses of powers. It's great.
I mean, apparently God sues Israel, so I think that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Micah is a good book. Like, I put it in low B. Like, it's not one of my favorites, but I actually think of these last 12, it is one of the better ones.
I'm okay with that.
That's fine. We can put it low B.
And now we have the shitty sequel of Jonah.
Nahum? Is it Nahum or Nahum?
I thought it was Nahum.
Yeah, I think
Oh god.
I think it's
have no
Nahum,
idea.
but that could also just be, Southern Baptist vibes.
I think this is just the, like I said, shitty sequel to Jonah. Like, C to D.
I mean, I like that there's a lot of, like, that they talk about a bloody city full of lies and robbery. I like that they talk about the Assyrian Empire and Ashurbanipal. But, I'm very easily swayed. I don't have a lot of stock.
I need to do frantic Googling.
Okay.
Can you say that name again?
Ashurbanipal. I hope.
Because that's the Persian guy, right?
I think he's Assyrian.
Because if that's who I'm thinking of, I might have to move this up a lot.
Uh-oh. Michael, while he's Googling, do you want to give us your defense?
Yeah, and I think I might take away the wind out of your sails and unite us against a common enemy. So this book should be rated pretty low. I don't think it should be the lowest or anything like that, but I think it should be pretty low, in like D tier, because it is cited as Calvin's favorite book of the Bible.
Oh, not John Calvin.
He is the, like, man.
No, sir. Oh, no.
Oh, man, even as a Protestant,
Yeah.
I don't like that dude.
Okay, can we talk about John Calvin for a little bit? Because I thought... So you guys aren't down with predestination, real quick.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, at least you're not that guy, because, oh, boy. Oh.
He was like that idea is super hated. Like, you're not even Christian anymore in some circles if you believe in that.
Predestination's so fucking dumb.
What sort of religion is going to tell you you just might go to hell anyway, even if you do your best and live a faithful life and follow every rule we set for you, you still might go to hell? What the fuck?
When I was talking with my friend, my best friend who I was college roommates with, he's a practicing Muslim, and like we took this Greek mythology class, and we would talk about religion, and I would say that I was like an adherent of the Greek religion because it makes about as much sense as predestination.
Yep.
It's about the same.
Agreed.
The gods will smite you anyway, so why not?
Yeah, man, that bopped that down right to D.
Yep, I'll put that. I'm not gonna put it below Deuteronomy, but I'll put it below. Well, no, Proverbs is a lot of misogyny too. I'll put it high D.
That's fair.
Because it does have Ashurbanipal, and we love historical figures. Josh, did you want to add to any sort of historical commentary?
I thought it was a different person. I thought it was the dude who had a horse fingered so he could become the Persian emperor.
Okay. Crazy. That's wild. Anyway, yeah. I'll put it at the top of our D tier because I like history. Habakkuk. I know absolutely nothing about this book.
So I know I read this book. I'm confident because I've read the Bible probably like a dozen times, no exaggeration. I don't remember it. I legitimately don't remember it. When I was reading the explanation of it, I am like, what? I don't think I've ever opened a page of this book. And if it's that forgettable, I think we gotta knock it pretty down. It is not even in the Dead Sea Scrolls, and like, let's just move on.
I actually have like a strong opinion that this should be in D because it commits one of my greatest sins, which is hinting at something really good and then not playing with it. In which the prophet who is the book named after is like, why would God completely kill all of the Babylonians? Because that seems evil. Like, how could God do something purely evil? And then God's like, but they're purely evil, so it equals out.
Great.
And I'm like, you're hinting at something really interesting there, and just not at all talking about it. So D.
For the sin of not taking the gun off the mantelpiece, I will put Habakkuk in D tier. Zephaniah.
I want to go last.
I don't remember anything about this one. Okay.
Let's see. Well, apparently Zephaniah may have been a black Jew, so that's exciting.
Oh, okay.
They talk about a Cushite in here at some point, which is, that's where the difference of he might either have been black or just have been from Cush, I guess. My notes are, give me something D.
Yeah, that's very fair. I got nothing on this one.
Yeah, that because I accidentally got it mixed up.
With Zechariah, yeah.
I mixed it up and I had all these opinions and then you started talking and I'm like, fuck, I did that again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does anybody want to defend Zephaniah?
So D is perfectly fine.
They really put their stinkers in at the end, huh?
They really did. Just really backloaded them. Let's just keep going. Unless you want to defend Zephaniah, Josh.
Oh, God, no. That's a D-lister right there.
I agree. Haggai.
This one is C for me. Because, like, it's about to, like, it's another one of those, like, bridge the gaps between, like, something slightly more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
With, like, the rebuilding of the temple, but it's just very nothing. Like, it's like, eh.
Yeah. I mean, I put it at D.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel strongly about this one, so go ahead.
I'll put it at a higher. I'll put it above Nahum.
That's fair. They might have been contemporaries.
Great. All these last books could have been contemporaries because I don't know anything about them.
I actually think almost all of them are, which is really telling that we don't like it because it's the same story.
It's the same shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Zechariah apparently it influenced Ezekiel, but besides that, I have nothing.
I actually put this at F tier. It is a Book of Daniel ripoff. It does nothing as well as Daniel. It literally borrows text from Daniel and is most likely written after Daniel. So it is a literal ripoff of a better story.
I'm going to give this one to Michael just because I ranked Obadiah low because it's not Jonah. So I'm cool with bumping this one down because it's not Daniel.
I'm fine. We'll put it. It's not as bad as Leviticus, but I'll put it at the highest F tier. It's only our second F tier. I think we're being pretty judicious about this. Malachi.
Last book.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, we
got
went
through it pretty fast. Great.
This one we argued about for 40 minutes.
I mean, it's written to correct the lax religious and social behavior of the Israelites, particularly the priests. My note is, well, at least the Old Testament is over. D.
I'm going D because it's like, rules be back. Yeah. All rules, no right. Back out. God, that's a good joke.
What an anticlimactic end. Imagine beginning with Genesis and ending with such boring book.
It's really upsetting how they front-loaded the Bible.
Yeah. At
least the Old Testament.
I'm really happy that, like, Revelations exists. Because, like, it's such a good end book that, like, this isn't the actual end of the Christian Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Not dunking on any Jewish listener at all. Because I think there's way more text than just this.
The Jews have some good books.
Yeah. Like, all of our... like, we put a lot of really high ones for the Torah.
Yeah, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And if you think that this is an appropriate ranking, You guys will let me know.
What a weird S rank, but I love it.
I think it's great, yeah.
I would love Jonah to be S, but I get why it's A. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
I mean, yeah, I think this is pretty accurate. There's a lot of books in B, C, D tier, and we got all the greatest ones in S and A, and we didn't put too many in F tier. We only got the real shitty ones like Zechariah and Leviticus. So
the real stinkers that you can skip. So here's your reading guide.
Okay, yeah. Read
the entire Old Testament in order of good to bad.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, if you just read S through B, you're gonna get most of the good shit. I mean, I'll be sad that you missed Psalms, but besides that, like, if you only read our top 3 ranks, like, you'll be fine.
If you only
Look,
read S,
I'm gonna be
you're gonna be
actually
confused.
You're gonna be real fucked up. You're gonna be like, what? Who are these people?
I am gonna just defend not reading Psalms for a second. If you have been awake at all during the course of your life, you know the verses in Psalms that are important.
Yeah.
There's only like 4 out of hundreds, so you're fine.
That's fair. I mean, there's some Psalms that are kind of stinkers. All right, gentlemen. Well, I think we've done a great job today. Next week will be a little tricky, unless we can do it, before. If we can do it like before Friday, otherwise probably a no-go for next week, and then maybe I'll save our bonus pod for that week. But we'll see. But otherwise, start taking notes on the New Testament.
Yeah, New Testament, we're coming for you. We're about to rank
boy.
you.
I think New Testament will actually be a little bit more interesting because there's actually some stories in there. It's not just fucking litanies and words and shit.
I'm excited for us to argue about which of the first 4 books tells the same story.
Oh god, yeah, we're gonna have to rank the Gospels. Shit.
Yeah, because it's the same exact story. Oh, and I know a lot. I've done a lot of history research due to classes, not just because I'm not that big of a dweeb, about the writing of the New Testament. So I'll bring in some of those facts.
And I did because next will actually be the first time I go on a anti-Catholic rant about the treatment of in the New Testament.
Oh no!
I know where he's going with this, but we'll save it so the audience doesn't know.
Yeah, don't tell me. I want to be suspenseful. I want to have this come at me from nowhere. Listeners, you can find us at MBMBF and me on Twitter. Michael is at Michael's Diamonds. That's MYKALS Diamonds. Josh is Green History, GREENE History, and I'm Aaron SXL. Most importantly, we're going to be switching over to a new YouTube channel, so please subscribe to my brother's friend, and me on YouTube. That's where all new episodes will be going in the future, and will be the only place you can listen to the new bonus episode where Michael and I talked about the Hulu documentary, aka Jane Roe. Michael brought up a fact that actually made me cry at the end, so I highly recommend you check it out. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for your time today. I would just like to remind our audience that it is okay to cry, because even Jesus wept. We'll see you soon.